Hello friends, developers, and welcome to APIFLOW YouTube channel. And today I will show you how you can integrate FlutterFlow with Stripe without using Firebase. Because as you already maybe knew, FlutterFlow have implemented integration with Stripe, but you will require quite extensive setup to use it with your application. In today's video, we will discuss how you can use APIFLOW to set up mobile payments in your application, and also we will use FlutterFlow Desktop with local run to test and to launch our application. I will do this with iOS emulator, but you also can use same approach with Android on Windows and etc. So to make everything ready to implement this demo, you need APIFLOW account, you need account in Stripe, where we will get our two keys. I will use testing keys, so it will not affect my production. And next, what we will do, we will create a project in APIFLOW. So let's create a new project and select the Stripe as service we want to connect. Next, we need to create a Stripe connection. Here we will provide our merchant name, like FO, and select merchant country. I have my merchant country set as United States. Next, what we need to do, we need to go to our Stripe account, to your Stripe developer dashboard, and get there our API keys. So we need publishable key, and we need secret key. And if you have Apple Merchant ID set, and if you will use Apple Pay, you can put your Apple Merchant ID here. It's optional, so I will leave it empty. And then we save our connection. Our connection was created, and now what we need to do, we need to publish our integration to see setup guide for mobile and web environment. In this demo, we will go to mobile environment, but I will leave web enabled too. So we publish our integration, and next what we need to do, we need to import our open API definitions into our FlutterFlow projects. Let's download our API definitions, and next we will go to our API, as I mentioned, to our FlutterFlow app. And as I mentioned, I use FlutterFlow Desktop for this demo, so you need to use it to follow all the steps. And here I have an application with three screens. One of them is order screen, another one is profile screen, where we set up some profile details, and after payment we will have payment confirmed screen. So first we need to import our API calls API group, and I will click import API definition and will upload my file. I have it here. Choose, and you have your API group imported, and it have all actions required to work with Stripe from my applications. You can see we have some mobile actions and we have web actions. Let's return to our project here and copy security header. We copy security header, and then we add it to our API group and save our changes. Next, let's follow our guide that we have here, and as you can see, to follow mobile setup, you need to have a local run setup enabled, and to do so, please follow this guide you have on FlutterFlow website. It's very well explained, very detailed about how to set up local run, how to enable your local environment to work with emulators and devices and etc. It's very detailed and very well prepared, so you will have everything ready to proceed. Next, we will follow steps that is described in APIFLOW, and what we need to do, we need to navigate to custom code, add action, name it init stripe. Let's do so. We go to custom code section, add a new action, name it init stripe, and next what we need to do, we need to copy this code and put it here. We put it here, and next, let's follow steps. We need to add package Flutter Stripe to pub/spec dependencies because we will use this Flutter Stripe package. And now we need to save our action, and then we'll move forward. We saved our action, as you can see, everything is okay. Next, we need to open main Dart, and what we need to do, we need to add init stripe to our initial actions. Let's select init stripe as our initial action and save this. This step will allow us to init our Stripe instance to use our publishable key. Publishable key is public key and it's do not need to be protected. It's full secure to put it into your mobile application or web application. It's okay to use it because it's intended for additional security layer for identification of US merchant, but it do not it allows to use UI widgets, but do not allow to actually access API without specific secret key. And secret key is securely stored in APIFLOW, so you do not expose it to user. It's full secure to use this approach. So now we set everything to move to next step to set up Stripe payments in our mobile application. So next, what we need to do, we will create a custom action called init payment. Let's add another action and name it init payment. And then we copy this code, put it here. Next, what we need to do, we add Flutter Stripe package to our pub/spec dependencies and save our action. Here you need to confirm that you will agree to generate parameters in your setup, and you need to do so. And as you can see, here you will have argument client secret and type boolean return type. So what this code do, it configure so-called payment sheet, which will produce UI of where your user will actually put credit card details or other payment details, like if you enable Google Payment and etc. And it will allow your customer to pay in your mobile application. As you can see, we receive client secret as an argument, and in a moment I will show where you can get it. So process will be that we will create a special payment intent, payment session to APIFLOW on our servers, and we will send client secret to our mobile application, and mobile application will produce native UI to put card details, securely put, like it's full secure, it's very correct approach to implement payments in your mobile application, because there is different alternative approaches when you can redirect to web page and etc. This is most native and most correct approach. So we have here a code that will launch a payment widget and will return success to if it success payment, and will return success false if it not success payment. You can modify this code. It will not, like, you can modify it in the way you need if you experience it with custom actions in FlutterFlow, if you experience it with that. To follow this tutorial, you don't need any extra. So next, what we will do, we will create payment intent data type. And to do so, we will go to our data types and we'll click create data type from JSON. We'll name it payment intent and we'll copy this JSON sample here. And we'll create a new payment intent. This payment intent data type will simplify our work with API calls. So we will go here into one-time payment action, into response and test tab, and we'll mark it to be parsed as data type payment intent. Next, we will save it. So now result returned from this action will be automatically parsed to payment intent data type, and this will simplify for us work with our project. Next, what we will do, actually order now button. As I mentioned, we have here amount, and I already predefined it. It will be $230.20, and we will use this amount to display here. And when I click order now button, I will be redirected to profile page. And actually, checkout logic we will implement in our profile page. So in our profile page, we have a few things. Here we have two fields. One of them is name and another is email address. And we will have continue to checkout button. And on this button, we will do our API calls and our custom actions calls to implement payment logic. So here, first step, what we want to do, we want to call our API to create payment for us. One-time payment mobile, it's specific for mobile devices, and we will set our variables. We will set amount will be bound to app state amount. Let's imagine you have, and we have our amount of our order here from some actions of user. Next, we will put currency. Currency will be United States dollars. Next, we will add some description like my order. You can put any description here, generated dynamically. And next, we will put email. Email will be bound to widget email address, and we will put customer name. Customer name will be bound to widget state name. Okay, additionally, we can send phone and discount code. So, like if you have them in your application, you can use it with this action. And next, what we will do, we will name it API payment. API payment. Okay, so when we created our payment in the API, what we need to do, we need to call our custom action init payment. And here we need to send client secret. And client secret is actually returned by previous action, by API payment action in our data type, data structure field, client secret. As you can see, it's very straightforward way to do this, and we will be able to set up a link between API and our custom action in FlutterFlow project. Next, I will add a name for my returned value. It will return boolean, and I will name it payment status. And what I want to do, if payment status is successful, so I wanted, sorry, not action, but I wanted to add condition. If payment is successful, single condition, first value, action output, payment status equals to true. I want to send my user to success page, and I will disable back navigation because I want I don't want to be able to navigate back, as this will open our profile page again. And here we can implement some logic to show error. We also can implement a logic to show error from API, because I already created a page variable for this error message, and we can set our error message from API in worst dimensions that all analyzer API methods, all APIFLOW API methods return specific error format, and you can refer to it using JSON pass to root.error. So it's how you can access APIFLOW error message from returned result. And you can display this on your screen, on your application screen. So, okay, we have everything set here. And when we click continue to checkout, we will see payment interface. And after this, we will be redirected to payment confirmed page. Next, actually, what was to mention, it will be good to compile your custom code. This button here is checking if everything is okay and everything works fine. It usually takes some time, so be patient before it finish. And actually, it get all packages. It gets this dependency from pubdev repository and prepares all code and check if it is valid. So it usually takes some time to finish. We will proceed to test in our applications. This don't prevent us from testing. So as I mentioned, I will use a real, like not real, but iOS emulator, but on a real Mac development machine. So, and also worth to mention that this approach will not work with debugging browser, because browser do not support this package, this dependency package. It not work inside of browser. And I will record separate video about how to implement payments for web applications and how to implement actually payments through browser in mobile applications and use like some redirects, deep linking, and etc. But in this demo, we will use local device, local emulator, and you can connect also physical device and go to local run setup, and then you will have your devices here. But what we need to do also, we need to launch iOS simulator. As I mentioned, I use iOS simulator. It takes some time. Okay, it launched quite fast. So next step is to refresh list of devices. Now, one moment. Yeah, and select my emulator. Select my emulator as a target for this debug session, and then we can click test. It will also take some time, so we will not wait it here. I am able to pause video for you, and I will continue at the point when it will run the device. So as I mentioned, it takes some time to launch our application, and you usually need to wait patiently a few minutes or even sometimes like 10 minutes to everything be packed and published to your emulator. Later it works faster because it like hot reloads, but first time it's okay if it takes some time, so be patient. And we have our application screen here, and we click our order now button, we fill our details and click continue to checkout button. This calls APIFLOW API, create payment intent, and now it shows, like you can see in test mode, and it shows us test ability to test checkout. You need to disable, you need to use production keys, and you need to use disable test mode in your Stripe dashboard to continue to production, but we will use test mode here, and we will put test card. It's usually such number format. If you not tested Stripe before, it uses this card 42s just in a row, and any future date and any CVC, and you can select any countries that you prefer to be used with this checkout, and click pay. This will create a test payment in your Stripe and will process all logic in test mode, but like in real mode. And as you can see, we see that payment is confirmed and everything works well. So this is how you can build your application and enable Stripe payments and use it on mobile, full mobile mode, without rejecting user to external browser, without rejecting to any payment page, and etc. I hope this will be useful for you. It's quite like first time it can be frustrating and complex setup, but follow all steps described here in APIFLOW. We put much effort to make it well documented. The most tricky part is maybe a setup local run, but if you already have a local run set, you will proceed forward very fast. So if you will have any questions and any requests about future videos, about additional maybe payment features, additional Stripe features, and etc., let me know in the comments to this video. Let me know in the chat in APIFLOW project. Also, in the next video, I will show how to use Stripe payments with web application, with web deployment, and how to use a web payment web page with mobile application, about how to run server-side, how to build server-side logic for successful and unsuccessful payments. If you need to process something in your backend and send this data somewhere using APIFLOW, this is possible. So we will discuss custom flows and different payment scenarios. I hope this guide will help you to make your applications profitable and very efficient and useful. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.